Welcome to Coombe and Curry Sports Cards podcast, where collecting meets a game. Welcome back, the Tag Team Champions of the World, episode 38. We are back. We are back as the Tag Team Champs of the World. New nickname for all you listeners. If you're wondering why we're called the Tag Team Champs, podcast vendors is a thing of the past.
It's gone. It wasn't PC enough for the show.
No, we wanted to stay professional, and being a tag team champion is obviously the way to go.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously,
obvious decision.
It's about saying.
Coombe, nice to see you. Obviously, after last week's dual solo show,
Double hand solo.
a double hand solo. It was. I'll tell you right now. I enjoyed listening back to your bit, but
Thanks.
I was super distracted.
You were terrible, man. You were terrible.
I was so distracted because it was like a really nice spring day, and I had the dog going absolutely mental next door. I had kids playing and just shouting and screaming. You couldn't hear it, but I couldn't. It just kept putting me off my train of thought. So apologies on that, but I thoroughly enjoyed your half of the pod.
See, I've had to go to the physio this week for my shoulder, my back.
Your shoulder now? I thought it was your back.
Well, I've just been holding up the pod for far too long.
Wow.
It's taking its... Nah, just a joke. Just a joke.
Just a joke. Bit of banter. Well done.
Nothing vicious.
I'd bang out of order. I probably started to think, is he all right? Done his back.
But it's falling to bits, the boy.
Unbelievable.
The body's failing me.
I'll take it. Did you enjoy your solo show? I mean, I'm in the future.
It was... What I quite liked is that we did the two solo segments and put them together. We've both done solo shows before, but it was quite nice because obviously we talked and planned and discussed what we were going to talk about. So it was nice that the two shows were put together. But no, jokes aside, I think your bit was fine, Mark. It was good. And it's funny because it's we're a bit like Oasis, aren't we, you and I? They don't, we've got something in common. They don't get to watch Oasis, do they? We don't get to watch Coombe and Curry Sports Cards. So, when we do the odd solo show.
Not a bad analogy.
There you go.
And if you want story time this week to be about Oasis, I'll happily tell you my Liam Gallagher story because I think
we're right, thanks. No, okay. No, I've woke up and chose violence today, haven't I? Bloody hell.
You have. You're straight out the trap today. Well, you've really put one on me there.
Speechless.
But no, let's move swiftly on.
Swiftly.
I'm wearing for the listeners part of the Nike Air Max capsule collection a few years back. Nike track top, which is stunning. It's got a big tick on the back. Nike tick in there.
Nice.
Reason being, this is a first for the pod, I believe. It is a first all Liverpool podcast. So obviously, Coombe, Curry, Liverpool fans. We've got
Can I change? I'm going to get changed.
Here he is. We've got fantastic.
I get changed right on the pod here. Hold on.
Look at that. Here he is. Liverpool. That I'm trying to think of the year. 15?
No, it's not. No. Do you remember how I got this shirt?
Did we buy it for you?
You did for my 30th.
Yeah.
Turn around. Look. Do you see that, or has it disappeared?
Yeah, no, I can see it. Yeah, so that must have been 2016, 17, and that was a couple of years
Nearly 10 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lovely shirt. Well, That's reason better. For this is we've got fantastic special guests on. Youssef is, like I said in the green room to him, I'm a fan. He's got a fantastic TikTok page. We'll do the social shout outs later after we've discussed many things with him coming up. But for now, it's really looking forward to it. We've got a couple bits on the agenda to get through, and then we'll bring Youssef in. Really looking forward to chatting all things Liverpool, all things sports cards.
I had a look at Youssef's TikTok, and it's quality stuff. A bit like when we had Seahawk Sam on.
Yeah.
When you look through their content, it's good, knowledgeable, quality content. So yeah, very much looking forward to that chat with you, Seth.
Yeah, you get these pages. I'm sure, obviously, because you obviously do the Instagram, I do the TikTok. I'm sure you get these pages on Instagram where you're like, every time they pop up, you think this is going to be great. That content's going to be great every time it comes out, and that is the case with him. Yeah, we'll get onto that chat with him, and I'm really looking forward to it. But there's a couple of bits in the agenda that we need to get through. There's been some, how can I put this? Player news, I guess, massive player news, and we'll start with yourself, Coon. Seattle Seahawks, JSN. Talk us through it.
You signed a big deal, big contract. The boys have been paid.
What? Oh, go on.
He is now the most highest paid wide receiver in the NFL in history, I think.
Wow. Okay.
So when you wake up as a Seahawks fan and you hear that, obviously, first thing is you're buzzing. Friend of the pod, Brock, we've got a little bit of banter going on because I keep telling him, I did a few posts a while back saying he's the best receiver in the NFL, best wide receiver in the NFL. And he's, whilst he's got a lot of love and a lot of respect for JSN, he's not having it that he's the best in the NFL. So now we refer to him as the best in the world. And his contract reflects it. And Brock needs to understand that. When you've got the best, they're paid the best. And the good thing is, you've got, I think there's a bit of a cloud hanging over Puka Nacua at the Rams, but he's ready for his contract to be renewed. And I think this is quite smart. It's definitely set a precedence now. So players like Puka Nacua are going to be demanding to be paid in line, if not more than JS. And it's smart, getting your top players locked down early. It's good from John Schneider. I'm just chuffed, mate. Chuffed. And as a celebration, I've had my JSN Downtown sat on my desk for most of the week.
What, just staring at it?
Just staring at the best wide receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, love it. Talk us through the deal. How long is it? How much is he getting?
I think it's 100. You caught me right off guard here, Mark. I should have prepared for this.
Should have.
I think it's about 143 million. Well, look, let's break it down.
That's a crazy amount of money, but I guess that's what the
I wasn't far off. It's a 4-year deal, 168.6 million contract extension. Highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. It also says here he's without a doubt the best wide receiver in the NFL. Nah, I made that up. But he is. But 120 million of it's guaranteed, and it locks him in till 2031. So, I'm absolutely buzzing. But this season, he's been linking this to the card world. Obviously, Njigba, from the day he was drafted, was almost instantly my favourite player.
Yeah.
Absolutely quality, exciting. And obviously, I've built pretty much my whole collection around JSN. So when we link this to the cards and stuff like that, it's really cool to see because it's like you kind of put I wouldn't say I've put my eggs all in one basket, but I've put most of them in one basket, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think I said it on another pod before. All of a sudden, you've got like what I love at the minute about the cards and, whether or not it's yourself with football, me more so with NFL. I know you've got the Packer side of it, but, when I was watching the Super Bowl, happened to have some cards by the side of me. And I remember, I said this on the pod, I remember thinking, no matter what happens here, the history or what happens is then tied up in the cards. And it's the same with the JSN cards, he's now won a Super Bowl. Offensive player of the year. He's now gone and got this big contract. So he's now the highest paid current. That could change over the next few weeks, but he's now the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL, and all that is tied up in the cards, which is another reason why I just absolutely love it. So yeah, amazing news, smart business, getting him tied up early because you're probably going to see now. using Akura as an example, we're probably going to see a lot of receivers now wanting bigger contracts. So tie in your best players, your top talent down to good contracts now is smart business. And then the obvious side of it, just as a fan, just absolutely buzzing.
Yeah, I bet.
There's questions now over Darnold. I think the Seahawks have come out and said that they're going to look at his contract next season. There are some people who said it's a bit strange that you've got your quarterback on a smaller contract than your receiver. But look, Schneider knows what he's doing. Seahawks know what they're doing. So all in all, good news. And just again to reiterate, best wide receiver in the NFL.
Congratulations on the news. The stats don't lie. The facts don't lie.
Exactly.
What a contract that is. Incredible. Speaking of contracts, the unfortunate news this week of Mo Salah leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. First of all, I watched the documentary last night. There's a documentary on BBC iPlayer called Never Give Up. And yeah, it got me a bit. Well, got me quite a lot, actually. Stats are unbelievable. What a legend. Legend for the club, legend for the Premier League. He will be missed. I mean, I saw an interview with Gerrard and Owen Hargreaves and a couple of others talking about who would they go to replace him. And Gerrard was like, you've got to be looking at the top 3 or 4 wingers in the world. You got to go to replace him because other than that, there's no replacing him. I think there's talk of Elise being up there as one of the best. So big boots to fill. I mean, yeah, what a documentary. If you get a chance to watch it, it's fantastic. You know, go through, early career to where he is now and go through like the Egyptian side, trial and errors with clubs, how he got on, how he did so well at Basel and then he went to Chelsea and then he didn't do so well. It's quite a fantastic story that he's got. Yeah, we'll be gutted when he goes. Hopefully he can sign off with, maybe an FA Cup under his belt this season. Hope.
Champions League.
I'll take a Champions League, yeah, but I mean, we've got a tough order in the way in PSG coming up, so we'll see. One match at a time.
Then it'll be Bayern or Madrid as well, so it's non-stop now.
Thoughts on Salah, Keem? I know you're a fan. You're a big fan.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I think Salah's arguably one of the best players, if not the best player to play in the Premier League. People talk about. I saw a comparison with Thierry Henry the other day. Salah's by far, on paper, a better player, by far a more impactful player, and by far a more important player. And that comparison's quite clear across a lot of these legends or players that we grew up watching and stuff like that. So for me, he's probably the best player to ever play in the Premier League. However, what he's achieved is phenomenal. He's an incredible player. He's such a part, and I get the emotion side of it. He's just a legend, a hero. Every word that you want to put on him is perfectly valid. His career is phenomenal. But in terms of this decision, I think it's a good decision for the club. I think it's a good decision for him. I use this saying quite a lot at the minute. Say the quote from Batman. I forgot what it is now. That's it. You either die a hero or you live long enough to become the villain. And I saw a few memes from some rival clubs recently, and it's funny because the other week, I know he scored a belter, but he missed a penalty and it was a terrible penalty. And I think this season, Mo's performances haven't been great. And as football fans, we can all be quite fickle at times, can't we? Shouting at the telly, going, "Oh, he's lost it," or he's this, he's that, and getting frustrated at his performances. I don't think his little meltdown around the substitutions and not starting was very good for his. I don't think it really affected it, but it wasn't great. And I just think I think it's a great decision. I know it's hard, but it's time to move on. Players can't go on forever.
Yeah.
And I think with Mo, Yeah, I think it's really good. So as I feel, as emotional as you've been describing there and that, and it is pretty sad, isn't it? It's the end of an era, and it's like look, one of my favourite players over the last period was Firmino, and he's very much part of that front three. And Mo going now, it is the end of that amazing period we've had as Liverpool
Yeah.
fans. But I think Mo Salah is a legend. He's a hero. He's whatever we want to call him. But for me, I think it's a great decision. Just preserve what you've done. I don't think Mo's going to give much. If Mo wanted to sit there and be an impact player off the bench, and he was happy with that, then yeah, we'd be delighted to have him. But he's not. He's the main man. He needs to. He's not that type of player. So in that respect, I think yeah, absolutely right time to go celebrate him. Yeah, enjoy. Just enjoy. There's going to be a lot of talk. There's going to be a lot of reflection. Lots of little emotional videos and stuff like that, and rightly so. But yeah, I think it's a big moment for the club, haven't they? Because like you said, they've got to get it right now because we don't want to go backwards. So I don't want it to be like the Brendan Rodgers period or something like that, or Roy Hodgson, or just spend another. I think we had a 12-year period before we won the League Cup against Cardiff, where we hadn't won a trophy. We don't want to be Arsenal, do we? Don't want a trophy for 6
Well, I
years.
think we've got more structure now in terms of the squad depth and in comparison to what we've had over the years. So yeah, I think you're right. I can't go on. It will be an important decision on who comes in. I guess this is a great segue to bring in special guest.
Yeah.
Let's bring Youssef in and let's ask him his thoughts on Mo, as I know he's a big fan. Mo, Youssef, welcome to the pod, mate.
Welcome,
Thank you so
Youssef.
much for having me, guys.
Thanks for being here, mate.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, obviously we know you're a big Liverpool fan, so talk to us about Mo and the news that came through this week. How are you feeling?
To be honest, I couldn't really believe it. Like I knew the time was gonna come at one point or another. When he signed the contract last year, I'm like, okay, 2 more years. But as you said, Koum, like with how he's been playing this year, he's obviously not at his best. We're always gonna remember him for everything he did, and like especially with Salah for me, because like I followed it from the beginning, from when he was playing in Egypt, and he was this young up and coming player. He's one of the first like young players to actually go to Europe, and then he made it to my favorite team in Liverpool. It was it meant a lot to me, and like he's always been my favorite player basically. And it's a shame that as you said, Koum, the whole thing that happened earlier this season. But I think all of us are pretty much over that now. We're just gonna remember his greatness, and of course the stats is one thing. And I don't know, a lot of people say like he's not the most aesthetic player, he doesn't complete the most fancy dribbles or whatnot. But there's so much more to football than that. And even looking away from the stats, the man, like he never stops. Like that never give up, as you said, Curry. Like I remember when did he pull out that shirt? Was it in like the semi-final of the Champions League, or was it against Barcelona? Wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was the season after he had a shoulder injury, wasn't it?
Yeah. So the element of him, besides the stats, besides the goals, assists, and everything, that soul, that like the Arabic word for it is ruh. Like he brought a lot to the team, and it's gonna be hard to get past it.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I think we're all guilty sometimes of football fans where we have a little meltdown when a player's not doing well, and I think not necessarily in the way he plays football, right? But I feel like there's some similarities with how people perceive, say, Torres and Salah, because both players could go for 80, 85 minutes and not do a great deal in the game or not be that effective. And then all of a sudden, bang, they turn it on and they just produce at the right moment and they get the job done. Whereas then we look at, let's say, other players over the last 20 years that have been incredible, like Luis Suarez. The difference between him is he did his own donkey work as well. So he worked hard, he beat everyone, and then he went and finished.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I think Salah, over the years, there's been games where he's been quite frustrating to watch, but then he can he can just turn it on. He's an effective player. And like you say, sometimes you look at his stats and I think you hit the nail on the head there. He's like Eden Hazard. You know, when you watch him take players on, it's sometimes just so good to watch. You don't necessarily get that with Mo Salah, where he's just beating players left, right, and centre. But when he does get the ball, and he's just an effective player, isn't he? He just seems to find those moments, and you know, he's always a player you'd have in your team. I mean, even the game the other day when he missed a pen, I think he had missed a one-on-one as well. You know, his first half was poor, but you know, it doesn't seem to affect him too much. And then we see that absolute wonder goal where he steps inside, gets the ball back, and pops it in the top corner. Kind of sums Mo up for me.
Yeah, he'll always be remembered as a you know, get him a statue, in my opinion. Get him a statue.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
But look, let's throw the baton over to Youssef. Youssef, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into the hobby. Just you know, yeah, tell us all about it, mate.
Well, I guess it's like similar to a lot of us. You know, I started collecting cards as a kid. You know, after school, you go to the shop, you pick up some Match Attacks cards, and I had them in binders and everything like that. But then, you know, as time passed, like I completely stopped. Like I gave away a lot of the cards, and I just carried on with life. I came, I was born and raised in the Middle East, and I came here to the UK about 10 years ago. I came for university, and then I carried on. I carried on here, um, and then in the last 8 or 9 months or so, I got back into the hobby. It was mainly like I don't know what happened. I just like walked into a store and then I felt that same feeling again. It was like those Adrenaline XL Panini cards. And then the Prem debut came out and then the whole numbered cards, autograph cards. And I was like, this is interesting. Then I was hooked. I made a TikTok page mainly just because I really liked collecting cards and I wanted to showcase it because a lot of the times when people open packs or cards, no one's ever going to see them. So, and you know what? Might as well just share it with my friends, the people around me. And it's been a steady increase over the last couple of months. Like I've started to work on my content to make it a bit more, to make it nicer, basically, you know, with how I make the content and that sort of thing. And then I've loved every second of it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, great journey. That's a great stuff. Like the story, yeah, sort of. I think we find out of a lot of people that the sort of nostalgia comes back into it, and people, for whatever reason, pick up a card or pick up a pack, and they're hook, line, and sinker, and they're back in the hobby. But yeah, tell us a little bit about sort of now your TikTok. For me, like as I said earlier, I'm a fan. Like the content's like is fantastic, mate. I'm not to big you up too much, but you know, I love watching it. It's one of these pages that I always look forward to seeing your content. Your engagement on it is amazing. Like I find like with some of the posts we do on TikTok is, you know, low views and low likes, but yours seem to be quite steady in terms of a lot of views and a lot of likes. What do you put that down to? Just because you put like maybe more time into it? Was there any sort of period of time where you thought, okay, I'll change my content, and that sort of worked for you?
Definitely, like it's a lot of it is like trial and error. You know, people like, you know, quick, fast paced stuff. And it's like all about the first 1, 2 seconds. And you just want to make it like as, you know, I'll watch this video. Because a lot of time, even when myself, I'm scrolling on TikTok, like if it's not sort of the first couple of seconds, I don't really watch the video. So I've tweaked with the content a bit, you know, tried different hooks. Um, and some things work, some things don't. But at the end of the day, I just do what I enjoy doing. Like, and the way I think about it is that if I enjoy making it, if I enjoy watching it, if I enjoy editing or whatever, I'm sure there's going to be a few people that enjoy it as well. And sometimes, you know, videos where I think, oh, this video has to do really good, and then it doesn't do as well as another video, which I pull up my phone and film it in 10, 20 seconds. So it's a bit, it's a lot of trial and error, but the main thing is I'm having fun with it and hopefully get to showcase my cards, get to build up my collection at the same time, not drain the bank account entirely, hopefully make some money back out of it.
That's the danger, isn't it? That's the danger. But no, yeah, I think you're onto something at the moment with your page. I think it's skyrocketing. It's great. So keep it up, mate. Talk to us about your PCs. What do you collect? I've seen a few bits and pieces where I sort of know, but just tell the listeners what your sort of PC and what your collection is and where that's sort of going.
So I've got my binder here to the listeners. I've got
It's
this
the right color as
lovely-
well. I love that.
Yes, sir.
Nice
And
red
it's
liner.
basically it's basically all Liverpool cards. So initially, when I first started collecting, I discovered Whatnot, and I would go into like these single shows, and whenever any sort of Liverpool card, I would just bid on it. It was they were like cheap inserts, like very high numbered cards. It wasn't anything crazy, but that's basically how I started building the nicer bits in my collection. And then as time went on and I gained some more knowledge within football cards and the hobby, I started to sort of focus down on some nicer cards. So you might have seen these, Curry, but like my main, I go, the way I organize my binder is from like the way the team plays. So like the first page is Allison, and then I move on to Van Dijk, Konate, the fullbacks, and midfielders, and that sort of thing.
I like
But
that.
this is, yeah,
Yeah.
this is one of my nicer cards. It's a Van Dijk Starball logo fractor auto. This one's to 50.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's very nice.
Yeah, like I went ages trying to find the Van Dijk card for a good price. Of course, that's nice. And one of my good friends, I don't know if you guys know him. His name's Dom Breaks. He's quite local to me, and it was the first time I actually meet someone in the hobby face to face and get to chat. And he goes to like a lot of card shows and stuff, so he managed to pick that one up for me, which is very much appreciated. Shout out Dom.
What's the
And
page? What's the page? Dom Breaks, is it?
I think he's mainly on Instagram. It's Dom Breaks.
Okay, we'll check him out.
He's a sound guy. Sorry. It's Barber Breaks. Not Dom. His name's Dom, but he goes by Barber Breaks because he's a barber as well.
Okay. What were you saying, Barbara? I was like, that's a bit of a change. His name's Dom, but I'll go by Barbara by now. Yeah.
And then another guy I'm big on is Nioni. I've got a lot of his cards as well. I think he's gonna break into the team quite soon. I don't know if you guys agree or not.
He's
got lots of talent.
He's been on the bench, hasn't he, quite a bit and made the odd appearance. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully, yeah, he's quite good. And then of course Rio. Like Rio's cards are like super expensive at the minute.
Yeah.
So I haven't been able to get many of them, but I managed to get my hands on a Topps Chrome Auto. It's high numbered.
Wow. Yeah.
But it's a Rio Auto rookie numbered.
Yeah.
So that's and then of course the main man, the Egyptian King.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've got loads of his cards. None of them are like crazy because like Salah never really only started signing cards this year.
Yeah.
So all of his auto prices, and of course it's Salah, so his auto prices are going to be expensive. But I've only got this is probably one of my nicer ones. It's a match worn patch from the licensed Futera stuff.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
match worn as well. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I like about Futera as well, is that like they tell you which match the player wore it in or which season, which is not associated with any player or occasion patches going on. So I appreciate it from Futera.
That's a proper cop out when they do that, isn't it? With the like, yeah, it could be from me and Koen we spoke about, haven't we? It could be from like, you know, the kit man's pair of shorts or something like that. Like, you know, it's quite nice to know that it's actually match worn and they actually specify what match it's on. And Futera for me is just, at the moment, I'm just obsessed with looking at Futera product. I think it's just premium. Just everything about it is so good. Obviously, the Dietmar Hamann on-card auto that I got recently is Futera, and that's just spiked my interest big time in that sort of product. So, yeah, the match worn one is a fantastic addition to your PC, Youssef. Mm-hmm. What's your favourite Salah card? Is it that one, or is there any other ones that?
So I've got there's some cards that don't necessarily fit in the binder / don't belong in it. Yeah. But one of them is this Salah from World Cup Prism 2018, the PSA 10.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Very nice.
It's the first graded card I got. And of course, it was our first season, like the first year Egypt made it to the World Cup in like 30 years. And of course, this man played a huge part in it. So I'm trying to collect the parallels on this one as well on the PSA 10, but we're working on it.
Yeah.
But that's probably one of my favorite cards.
I've got a question for you, Youssef. And Mart, actually. It's something I put on made a little note in the week, right? So we spoke about stories that have we sort of attach to certain cards and stuff like that. I spoke about my first ever card, which got me into the hobby. And then I had a card that was given to me by my daughter. She picked it up at a market. It was a base DK Metcalf card. So in terms of the card, it was just a base card. But I've sent it away to be put in a slab because it was really real nice moment and stuff like that. So it's a card I'll always keep, right? So my question is, right, people talk a lot about value. They talk a lot about rarity and all this different stuff. And then obviously you've got the money side, the flipping side to the hobby and stuff like that. Have you got a card in your PC? And if you do, what card? Tell us about it, that you will not part with no matter what. No money, nothing. It's something that you're always going to hold on to, that is just going to stay in your PC. Non-negotiable. Start with you, Seth. Go on.
Put me on the spot. So
I know.
yeah, I've got a quite a similar story to yours, Koom. When I first got back into the hobby this year, like again, I was only opening sort of the retail stuff, your Top Prem, Match Attack stuff, and I went down to London to see one of my close friends from university, who's been away in the States for the past couple of years. We reconnected, and I was at that point obsessed, and I really wanted to find some nicer football cards. We went down to Fanatics. Everything was a bit. I didn't really know what was going on, to be honest. I was still like fresh in the hobby. But then we made our way to like this random store in Brick Lane. Like Brick Lane, where there's like markets downstairs. I don't know if you've been. And there was this shop that had a singular UCC flagship box from 23-24, just the one. And again, I didn't know it was flagship or chrome. I had no idea what I was doing, but we just bought it. We ripped it in the store with the with the owners with us as well, and it was good fun. And this is the card that we managed to pull. It was a Lamine Yamal rookie.
Wow, yeah.
Numbered to 125. I sent it off for grading. Came back like a month ago. Only got an 8, but I don't think I'll ever sell this one.
Yeah, and that's more because of the story as well. Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Nice. What about you, Mark?
Yeah, good question. I was trying to wrap my brain, but I was too invested in that story. The first one that picks the first one that comes into my mind is obviously the first auto that I pulled when you were back over from at Christmas when we went to Fanatic. The Vladimir Smicha auto, first auto that I pulled from a box. And it was obviously guaranteed. Was it the team said there's obviously a guaranteed auto, wasn't there? So
yeah,
it was a case of who got because we did a box each, didn't we?
Yeah, we were both going to get an auto, weren't we? But you got a much better one than me.
Smicha to 250, which I'll take all day because obviously I was 18, or we were 18 when 2005 Champions League final. And I still remember that so vividly that night.
Misa.
We discussed this, Mark, didn't we? Smeets is like the little, not I was going to say the forgotten man. He's not the forgotten man, but people don't really think about him in relation to that comeback. Yeah, he was absolutely instrumental. People talk about Gerrard, they talk about the hands and all this, but the Alonso penalty, the Dudek save, the shootout. But Smeets very rarely gets mentioned, but like, what a finish.
He was an unsung hero. So basically, I actually watched the final, which I sort of do on a yearly basis. And Harry Kewell got injured in the first half. So Smecha came on. Must have been like, I don't know, midway through the first half. He came on and then obviously he scored an absolute belter. And then he scored a penalty in the shootout as well. So again, like you've just said, you pick out all these main points of the Gerrard header, the Alonso penalty miss, then scoring. All these other players, the Dudek save, which again is mesmerising when you see that. That's just crazy. But he was for me during that time, he was such a prolific sort of member of the squad, and he had some big moments. But again, watching that video back, when we were there and we videoed it, didn't we?
It's the best video, isn't it? Yeah.
And there's just so much joy in both of our faces. We both look at each other, don't we? And we're just like, my first auto.
I saw the back of the card, didn't I? And I was like, Mark hasn't seen it yet. And I'm like, you're going to be buzzing. Like, that was like a split second thought.
So yeah,
I've got a question for you though, Mark. I'll give you £500 for it.
There is a Futera on-card auto Gerrard card that's about 140. So yeah, sold.
I was just testing the theory. I was just seeing if he could be broken. Yeah, he broke too easy. No, I'm not really giving you 500 for it. That wasn't legally binding.
I've got that, and I've got my first auto I bought was actually a Kevin Keegan auto off eBay, and it was about £12. But that was the first card that really got me into, I guess, the higher part of the hobby. You know, like not just like your match attacks, your tops, like just base stuff and collecting. Because like when I started, I was so much all about collecting the base and making sure my binder was filled up and making sure I didn't have many missing cards. But then I got a taste of an auto, and that just sucked me into a whole different area of the hobby, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. But so the Keegan auto, the Smeacher auto, and obviously the Holy Grail one that I got, Steven Gerrard auto, has got to be between them three. But like I said, I need to get some sent off. But I guess that's another question. When you get them sent off and you get them slabbed, would you ever? So basically, there's a guy that I speak to on TikTok, and he basically buys. He's got a Lothar Matthäus collection, the German player, and he buys slabs off people, and then he cracks the slabs. And then not literally, he takes the card out and then like I guess cleans them up and then resends them for grading. Thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, but he's obviously. I assume he's rather than just for the crack of sending him off. I guess if you pardon the pun, but I assume he's doing it on the lower numbered ones just to try and get tens.
Yeah, of course.
It's a funny topic that though. It's a funny topic, cracking slabs and resending them, but and people feel quite strongly sometimes about the cleaning and that, and whether that fits into like altering the card and whatnot. But I think for me, that's an area I'm not really. It kind of goes over my head, all the opinions on that, because I'm not really bothered. You know, I use PCG over here, who not many people have heard of. But funny enough, actually, I watched a video where someone had been creating a list of all the slabs, testing them scientifically. So they were putting them in like a humid environment. They were testing the UV, the breakability and that. And PCG actually comes out, I think it was top, in terms of quality, but it does boil down to the names we know and things like that. So people get obsessed with PSA and things like that. But what is sort of, well, I guess not arguable is PSA obviously adds value. But in terms of sort of getting into the realms of cleaning them up, I'm not too bothered really. I do it for my PC, and I want my cards to look a certain way. But I'm nowhere near the stage that these people are at where I'm getting obsessed with cracking slabs, cleaning them, sending them off. That's just not.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that's something that I won't ever get obsessed with, because I feel like it's just a different level for me. I just want to enjoy the card for what it is and not get too obsessed with the number that someone's decided to put on it. I think it all boils down to how you perceive the card. Are you happy with the card? Do you like it? Do you enjoy it? Yeah. So for me, it's a bit of a weird one. It's not something I can see myself doing, but each to their own, though. That's his thing in the hobby, isn't it? So it's a bit weird, though, isn't it?
I just like, obviously for me, like the slabs, I haven't got anything slabbed yet. So when I get it, it's going to be like holding it in high regard, like no one's going to touch it, sort of thing. But for him, it's just like, just second nature, I guess. But what's your sort of?
Got to be up there, Martin. That's got to be a consideration for grading, just for the backstory.
Oh yeah, that's going. Yeah, Gerrard. There's a few more autos that I want to send off.
Yeah, that field level color match Gerrard, because that's phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've got an update for you, just to whilst we're on the subject of the field level rainbow collection that I'm going for. So I've got the Gerrard silver, like the standard one. I've got the cracked ice. I've got the red wave color match numbered, and then I've got 4 being delivered tomorrow and Saturday.
Well,
So I've
you
got
have been
blue one.
reeled in, Mark. You've been
Yeah.
reeled in. Yeah.
Number to 125 and a camo number to 49.
Sorry, did I hear blue?
Yeah, there's a blue one, yeah.
Ooh,
Not numbered.
that's not right, that.
No, it doesn't look right, but there was just a
No.
moment in time where I was like on Vinted and eBay and I just saw one of them. I was like, if I don't get them now, then they're so well sought after, aren't they? When you look at like a rainbow collection of a certain card or
Is
certain player.
that what you told Hannah to justify it? If I don't get it now, I'll never be able to get it.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't know. I'll show it when the rainbow's complete. I'll show it to her, and she'll. Although to be fair, actually, shout out to her. She actually got quite emotional when Salah was leaving because it was her favourite player.
Oh, really?
Yes, Salah's always been her favourite player.
You know what you should have done, Mark? You should have seized the moment, put your arm around her and said, "Come on, we'll choose a nice Salah card together."
On card auto?
She would have been on no cards, yeah, not buying one of them. But it's quite it's quite funny that she would. Maybe I will buy her one. Maybe I'll buy her one just as a gift. Just kindness from my heart. But yeah, look, going off on a tangent. Where were we?
You were saying about the cracking slabs and resending them.
Youssef, talk to you. You said you've got like a Liverpool binder. How do you protect them? Penny sleeve, top loader, then in the binder? What's the...
Yeah, penny sleeve, top loader, binder.
Yeah.
And like I would send some of these for grading, but like them how they looked in the binder.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would, except like if I get like a crazy card that is probably too valuable to keep in this, then I probably would.
Yeah, nice. What's
That's the key though, isn't it? What you like to look at, you know, how you like them in the binder, and that's the key. That is it. That's it. And it's fascinating. Yeah, we have so many conversations with people on the pod, off the pod, about how they, you know, I'm personally a little bit fascinated with how people display their cards. I've only just created a little display in my office, but until then, most of my cards were in boxes, which I found amusing. So one of the questions I asked people was, and I guess I am asking this question is it the knowing? So how often do we look at our cards? How often do we have that time where we sit and get the cards out and look at them? Is it the knowing that you've got a particular card that is enough? Or is it...
Now, my wife makes fun of me because how often I just put up the binder and sit on the couch and just flick through it. But I definitely agree with you. Like I know I've got this whatever one of one. I know it's in my possession. I think that's what we chase. No, what do you guys think?
No, I agree. But I don't think I think what I've moved to having my little display. Like I've got I don't know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards out. But until that, you know, I had everything was in a box, and I had like little time. I sit on the bed, get the box out, and start looking through the slabs, but probably not nowhere near enough. And it got me thinking: is it the knowing? You know, like for me, my first big card was my JSN Downtown, but I didn't get out and look at it nearly enough for what I've invested in it. It's a bit of a strange. There's not many things where you'd pay decent money and not have it affect your life, or it sounds a bit weird, but something that's usable or beneficial. Whereas having something just in a box that you've paid good money for is a bit weird. But so I'm now trying to get a little bit of a rotation going on and getting things out. And I've actually enjoyed just looking at the card. And then every now and again, if I'm doing something on the PC, I'll just pick up a card, have a little look at it. I know people who happen to listen to this or people who aren't from the card world who would listen to me saying would think I'm absolutely bonkers. But that's what we do, isn't it?
Yeah, we already know you're bonkers. Don't worry about that.
Well, I mean, they're not wrong, to be fair. Yeah.
Look, Youssef, what's on my mind? Talk to me about the LFC Focus Collection. I know you managed to grab yourself a couple of boxes. I missed out on getting any of it. But talk to me about that product. What was it? I saw your videos on it, and talk to us about how it felt, how it looked, and what was your overall thoughts on the collection.
Well, like you, I tried to get it on release on tops, but I literally sold out. Like I was on the website 201 in the cart checking out, and then the captcha was like really complicated. I didn't really know what was going on, so I was stuck there for like 60 seconds, and I think that's what killed it. But then I managed to pick it up from the Liverpool website, and then I'm supporting my club as well. So I'm like, yeah, let's do that.
I love that.
The product itself I think it's quite good. It might be, I don't think it's worth the resale price it's going for now. I don't know if it's like 120-ish is what it's going for now. I don't think it's worth it. But of course you can get the Salah Marks of Excellence Auto, which I don't think I'll ever afford to like get it raw. But I really hope that in those 2 boxes maybe. But otherwise, of course, it's a guaranteed autograph, 2 or 3 numbered cards. The cards themselves are quite nice. Like I did manage a numbered Salah. This one here, the 99. I like the border. Like I'm not a biggest fan of the where they put the player's name. Like the listeners won't be able to see this, but
like
but
the
where
strip,
they put the
the strip across the bottom. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
But the one that I really, really liked was, let me show you. You guys are gonna appreciate this. Dirk Kuyt 150 on the auto.
Legend.
Nice. Wow. Yeah.
That one's probably my favorite pull out of the couple of boxes I got.
What was
but to be honest,
sorry, go on.
Yeah, carry on. Sorry.
What was the auto from the other box?
The other box was, where is he? It was a Konate to 150 again.
Yeah, nice. Okay, yeah,
and I don't mind that at all.
No, not at all. Love EB. So what would be me and Kuma have spoken about this a lot, obviously, about like holy grail cards. So obviously I know the Salah Marks of Excellence auto would be probably up there for yourself. Is there any other cards that you think, they are top of the list, top of the shopping list?
Another one immediately came to mind. Of course, any Salah auto would be like a grail. But there's, from 2018 Prism World Cup, there was the national landmarks inserts.
Yeah.
And there's a Salah one with like the pyramids and the Cairo Tower and stuff. And I can manage to get my hands on that one. But those go for crazy money right now. So, but that's definitely a holy grail for sure.
Yeah. Sounds class. On the eBay watch list.
I think Salah's always going to be expensive, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the reason I like, besides Liverpool, actually I didn't really talk about this. I tried to PC Egyptian players as well. Like we've got Marmoush, who's okay. In the past, Nini, there's some Mido cards out there that I'm trying to get my hands on. But there's another player who's just like started playing for Egypt. He's like French. He's got like dual nationality. He's French Egyptian. His name is Haitham Hassan, and he plays for Oviedo. And Select is coming out this year for La Liga, so maybe I can get my hands on some of his cards. I don't know what the checklist is going to look like, but that's another thing
early,
that I've got.
In there early.
Yeah,
that's the beauty of it, isn't it? But it's fascinating, really, because getting a Salah auto now would just be. I mean, even if it's funny, Mark, because you think about Gerrard and what a legend he was, and you've now got a Gerrard auto and that, but you could probably in most cases pick up a Gerrard auto. I mean, you're going to have to pay a bit, but probably a reasonable price. But if you think about Gerrard compared to Salah, you ain't picking up a Salah auto at a reasonable price. It's fascinating, isn't it? If you want any form of a Salah auto, you're paying some serious spondoolies.
Some serious New Zealand dollars. Yeah, you
exactly,
are. Yeah. Which is just remind me, I've actually got Gerrard's autograph in an autograph book. So maybe I can make mine. Maybe.
Well, you could get someone to make you a custom card, couldn't you?
Could do, couldn't I? Yeah. I've got a Gerrard story. I don't know if you want it, but I can give it to you.
Yeah, go on then.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, story time. Right, this is an impromptu story time. This is the segment that we started a couple of weeks ago. My friend of the pod, Scott Curry, my older brother, he used to go to Crystal Palace a lot due to one of his best friends.
Remember this.
One of his best friend's dads was a scout for Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
So you used to get tickets all the time, you know, decent seats, and you used to go, you know, into sort of, you know, the VIP sections of the stadium or whatnot. Liverpool were playing Palace in the League Cup, trying to think which sponsor it was at the time. It was quite a long time ago now, but it was in the League Cup. And I believe, if memory serves me, if my memory still serves me, it was Liverpool Palace at Anfield in the League Cup, and they drew. So the replay went to Palace. So my brother went up and he stood waiting for the Liverpool players to come out with an autograph book, trying to get as many signatures for me, because I'm a Liverpool fan. He's not a Liverpool fan, but he was like, all the Liverpool players are coming out and they're going on the coach. I'll see what I can do. And he rang me on a Nokia 3210. This is how long ago it is. And I had like a BT Cellnet. It was really like a brick phone. I remember standing in my bedroom. I must have been it was early 2000s. So I must have been 14, 15 maybe. First off, Gerrard spoke to everyone. Some players just went straight to the coach. Some players signed a couple pictures, left. Gerrard stayed and did every single person, apparently. And my brother was trying to get to him, and he held his Nokia 3210 over to Gerrard, who took the phone off of him and said that, "Hello, mate, you're right. I'm not going to do a Scouse accent." "Hello, mate, you're right." And I was just like, "Hello, mate, you're right."
Yeah, of course.
And he, and I remember that, and I remember being like, "Oh yeah, Steve, like amazing game tonight." They won, I think, that by an odd goal. And then he handed the phone back, and that was it. And I was like, that was my interaction with Steve and Gerrard, like at the time.
Wow.
Talking about it now, you imagine that happening now. In those days as well, there wasn't camera phones. It was all sort of brick phones, you know, like flash cameras, like disposable cameras, wasn't it? So, yeah, amazing. So, yeah, the PC that I collected Gerrard, I went through the Gerrard collection today, actually. I just love it. It's amazing. It's growing. Obviously got the auto now, but yeah, that's my story about Stevie G. But yeah, just wish I met him in person. But he was at the Amex. He was at the Amex. I went to the Brighton Liverpool game, didn't I, on last week? And he was
presenting, wasn't he?
I got to my seats and I saw him and Crouch walking towards the dugout. I think they were finishing up with a little bit of coverage, but would have been nice to have been sat over near the tunnel. See if I could jump over and grab him for a hug and a selfie.
And get booted out by the stewards.
Yeah, before the game, yeah.
Yeah, I love it. MC, what I want to see from you over the next week or so is a reel of your Gerrard cards.
Yeah, no problem.
Love to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I forget how many cards I've got of his, and there's still more coming. It's just, I love it. I'm just like, I'm so invested. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like getting a rainbow now. Imagine that back in go a year ago, me talking about Gerrard rainbow that I'm trying to collect. It's just unfathomable. But yeah, okay, I'll keep you to that. I'll do a video on all my Gerrard cards.
Do you know what I'm envious of you two about is, over here, obviously, we're in the arse end of nowhere. And if we were going to buy off eBay, obviously shipping, I'm looking at minimum, like, I don't know, 15, 16 pounds minimum per card. So say you want to buy, like where you can pick up your Gerrard rainbow and stuff like that. Every now and again, I'll go on eBay now. Early days, I was just like, "Oh, sod it. I'll pay it. I'll get the collection." But now, bit more sensible. Not much more, but you know, a little bit. But I'll filter now, and I'll go and look for Seahawks cards where there's free shipping, which is it filters you down to 30 or something. Out of those 30, 2 you might consider. But I found one the other day, which was Jason Myers, the kicker, in a green mojo, and it was from Australia actually, and it was only like $20, and I was like, "That's amazing!" So I've got that. But you know, when you want to get the little cards that are just part of, like, they're not your sort of stuff that might go into a slab or something like that, but there's stuff that make up your rainbows and things like that. They're just nice little cards and stuff like that. They're the ones that I find frustrating because I can't just do that. Whereas like you, Mark, you pick up your Gerrard cards, you might pay a couple of pounds for delivery.
Yeah.
You know, and some of those fun cards that make up a rainbow might be £3-4 or whatever. The problem is, if I go and do that, get the card that's £4, I'm then paying like anything, like I said, from 15 quid to 20 quid, if not more, to get it shipped over. So you kind of, when you're purchasing, you're reduced to, well, biding your time, maybe spending a bit more to make it worth it and stuff like that. So you kind of miss out on that rainbow. So where I was talking last year about my AJ Barner Phoenix collection, where I've got quite a lot of that variation, it's annoying because I really, really want to make that go for the rainbow, but it's just not a viable option. So that's the downside of the hobby in New Zealand, is that, like the community is amazing because it's smaller. So like everyone seems to have heard of everyone. You know, that's a massive plus in a weird way, because obviously you want to grow the hobby, but the community side of it's phenomenal.
Mm.
And that's probably more prevalent here than it is for you guys. You're going to have little sectors, people you know and stuff like that. But obviously there's just a lot more people involved. But the downside is just getting those fun cards. You've either got to wait for them to crop up on little community groups or something like that, but it's just not going to happen to be able to do the rainbow. Or you go, right, I'm all in, and you pick them up. I think I will work on the AJ Barner. So every now and again, you know, I've got to look at options of sending things to my parents, for example, and then you pick them up in a year's time or whatever. Like, I've got to be a bit more patient, so I've got to adapt a little bit. But I'm very envious. You know, when you're saying I've got 3 or 4 more Gerrards on the way, I'm like,
it was a flurry of orders when I did it. But yeah, looking forward to getting in and sort of getting this rainbow going, because it's going to be a thing of beauty. That's for sure.
I'm not sure about that blue one though, Mark.
Yeah, don't like that.
Poor.
Yeah, me neither. But you know,
Let yourself down there.
Needs must. It was, and it was. Funnily enough, it was the cheapest one. So
I want to show you boys something, right? So on the last, not the last pod, the solo one, but when we were together, Mark, I briefly kind of showed a little side where I might be, you know, I might make a comeback to the football / soccer card collecting. And I was in the card shop yesterday, and I was in there for a long time actually. And while I was in there, I had a look through. He's got a $3 box, a $2 box, and a $1 box, right? Football. I didn't touch the $1 ones. Futile. I went straight to the $3, right? And then I went to the $2, right? And I picked up a few interesting cards that piqued my interest, right? So first one is Topps Chrome, Farrell Quansah rookie card, silver. Reason I picked that up is because I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up back at Liverpool and turns into a big star.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that was a $3. So for England, it's probably like £1.50. And then I picked up I think you're both going to like this, in his Juventus gilt.
oh yeah.
Yeah, lovely card, $3. And then I got a select Darwin Núñez silver.
Oh, there he is. I miss it.
I was looking through and I was like, I could have got a few more. The one that really excites me out of those though is the Quansah.
Yeah, I think we
card.
have a buyback clause on him, don't you?
We do, yeah. And I have heard a few rumours that they are looking into. He's done well, hasn't he? So, but that card's just a lovely looking card, and it's his rookie card. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if he's. And I thought $3, $1.50. I thought, yeah, go on then. That could be a nice addition. And the Chiesa one, I just like the card. I like the player. I like his attitude. He's doesn't seem to be publicly phased, does he, by how he's being used? And I think, I quite frankly think it's a bit of a disgrace, to be honest. That's a serious player we've got there, and he's not getting the opportunity. It's funny because when we're desperate in the last 5 minutes to get a goal, he always comes on. So I'm a bit miffed by that. So we're happy to bring him on in the last 5 when we're absolutely desperate, but to give him proper minutes, it's not happening. But his attitude is phenomenal. So he's just a player. I've got 2 really nice cards of Wataru Endo as well. I like players like that. I like players with amazing attitudes, amazing work rate and stuff like that. And they're players I quite like to have in my collection. So I've got a couple of nice Endo cards. I've got 2 nice Chiesa cards, but they're both in Juventus gear. So I'm on the lookout for a nice Liverpool one for Chiesa. But yeah, out of those, that Quansah card I'm quite excited about that.
Yeah, it's a good pick of that one for sure.
Yeah, I was chuffed with that.
He's got the buzz back. Couple of singles. He's back in the game.
Shall I while I'm on a roll,
Huh?
I've got a revelation, Mark.
Oh, here we go. Go on.
Whilst I was in the shop, I'm just trying to find the pile. Hold on. I purchased myself a box of Topps Chrome.
Oh,
Here we go. Here we
Yeah,
go.
and
Finally.
now,
So for context, you said
unfortunately,
the top
in
Chrome
terms of
product.
Liverpool, terrible.
Oh, you've opened it.
Gutted. Oh yeah, there'll be a video. I've got an Isak base card.
nice.
But yeah, like what I was going to say is, I got what they call these ray waves or something, and I got one couple of Brighton players, which is cool, and I got this pink. I don't even know who he is. Fode Diakite or something from Bournemouth.
Yeah.
But the main thing that strikes me here with these Chrome cards, right, and I don't say this lightly. In hand, this has got to be the most phenomenal card I've ever held. The quality of it is just
You've been
insane.
waiting. He's been waiting. So Yusuf, just so Coon, can you please confirm how much you paid for that Topps box, that Chrome box?
No, I cannot confirm that because Emma may be listening. So let's move on.
So we're
$1.
looking at yeah, right. We're looking at probably 3 times the retail
Oof.
price in the UK. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oof.
Yeah, it was
Ah,
$90.
that's tough out there, man.
So it's probably 40 quid, 45 quid.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
I thought it was a
Yeah.
bit more expensive, the high end ones.
No, this was a blaster, yeah, so it's $90.
Okay, fine, yeah. Still like almost twice, yeah, twice.
That's still like 50% more expensive.
It's
than
too much.
retail.
Yeah, it's a complete one-off. It's one of them itches that needed to be scratched. I think one thing I will say with degree of certainty is that I won't be buying boxes of football because I don't want. In reality, like I don't. You know. I mean, who's this geezer? I don't even want a Chelsea player in my card. Declan Rice. No thanks. So singles for me when it comes to football. But yeah, I am back in. I've got Quansar to thank for that. Picking that card out the box, I did get a buzz from it. You know, I like to spend the time in the card shop flicking through, and just finding those.
No brainer. I've got from the box that we pulled, I got it to 99 Quansar actually, which is I saw earlier. It's a nice card, but yeah, I would love to see him come back because obviously we're a bit depleted in centre back options, and I liked him before. You know, the job he did with Nat Phillips, you know, when we was, you know, I think it was a little bit overlooked if we look at it now. They did such a good job considering they were chucked in at the deep end. But yeah, I won't go off on a tangent. Look, I'm a bit wary of time. We're going off on tangents, but look, Yusuf, give us a little shout. Give your socials a little shout out. Sorry, is it just TikTok or have you got Instagram as well?
I've got an Instagram that I'm not too active on. I know a lot of the community's on Instagram, so I'd love to sort of share a bit more of my content there. But for now, it's on TikTok, z.packs, and then on Instagram, it's ziki.packs.
How do you spell your Instagram one? I'm going to look you up as we.
It's ziki.packs. Ziki's my surname. I usually go by that.
Okay, Ziki. Nice.
Got what, mate? What was the last bit? Spell that.
PAC, as in a football card pack.
Packs. Got you. Sorry. Got you. I've got you.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I got you, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Cool. We've added you on the Koeman Curry sports cards.
Appreciate it.
Beautiful.
Love it. Well, look, Coom, anything else from you? Any more questions you want to ask?
No, I think you've. It's just been nice chatting to you, mate. It's nice to chat to a Liverpool fan, and as Mark said, content is absolutely spot on. And just thanks for coming on, mate. Yeah.
No, honestly, it's been a pleasure, guys, and thank you for having me. I've never done anything like this, so it was nice to have a chat and just speak cards, and I love it.
Yeah.
Is this
mate,
the first?
You're more than welcome back.
It is. Honestly, anytime, any place, I'll be here. I love it.
Mate, it would be a pleasure. This was, you know, this was I really wanted to get you on for quite a while. So yeah, glad to have you on, and we'll definitely get you back on at some point. It'd be great to see how your PC's growing and seeing
Yes.
how the binder's getting bigger.
The good thing is there's a cap on this, so I know if this gets full, then that's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
I need to replace the cards.
Nice one.
I
Well,
like
appreciate your time, Youssef. Thank you so much, mate. And
Thank you for having me, guys.
See you, Yusuf.
Cheers. Thanks.
Any other business from you, mate?
Any other AOB?
Yeah.
Yes, mate. I've got a so when I was in the card shop yesterday, sitting in the cat, I told Shane in there, right? He phones me up, or messages me sometimes, and he's, when they've got new stuff in or whatever. But he failed to tell me that he had this Russell. I've got to change this background. Look at that, Russell Wilson.
Oh yeah, and the green.
Yeah, it's a green. I think they call it neon. It's preview level select, and it's numbered 43 of 49.
Lovely stuff.
Absolutely chuffed with this card.
Nice, mate.
It's with the neon green as well. It's kind of a color match to the green elements of the Seahawks top. In fact, it is a color match. Just a beautiful card, mate. So chuffed with that. And what else did I pick up? I've got a mosaic value pack, which I did a video of, which will be going on to Insta. I picked up my DX. Look at that. Funko.
Yeah, that's class.
Shawn Michaels.
HBK.
Yeah, boy. Look at that.
Obsessed with the Funko Pops, ain't he?
Nah, that's it now.
Yeah.
There may be one more edition. I might have to go and get the Triple H.
Oh, you got to. Yeah, you got to match them up.
I think I might have to do that. I might have to speak to Emma and get some emergency permission to get Triple H before he goes.
That should get granted, definitely.
I've maxed out my my budget this month, so I might need to arrange a sit down
chat.
Emergency budget. Yeah, man. No, sorry, that was it. Go on.
No, I've just got the Gerrard cards coming, and I obviously did the Daka break last week, which I need to edit the videos and put that up as well. So the Madrid Daka and the Barcelona Daka boxes, really fun rips. Some great numbered cards in there. Really enjoyed it. And I got a, what do they call it? Lenticular. You know, the ones that you can go like that. And, the Harvey Elliott, Steven Gerrard card that I've got.
Yeah.
I've got like a Valverde one of him, and it's beautiful.
I was talking to Shane in Top Play yesterday, and I was talking about you actually. And I was saying, and I've said this a million times, but like with football, soccer, what I can't get my head around, I said it on here, is, like all these cards are so nice, and I feel like it's a waste because, you've got this guy, who's this, Jaya? Never heard of him. Forrest, Jair, defender. Rookie card, but I've got no, this is a beautiful card, this pink one.
Yeah, real nice.
But I just can't, whereas if I could just, hand that to you, that would be a good video, wouldn't it? If I went like that and then it just appeared in your hand. But
Yeah,
if I could send these, I should try and do that. If I could get these to you, you would really appreciate them. Like, you're happy to collect these cards. Like, whereas, and I think that's why I kind of went to the NFL, because not every NFL player, but I've got a more broader acceptance of those cards. Whereas these will find their way to you in time. But it's a shame because I would say the quality, I know what you're saying about the feel in your hand of the cards, that is.
Yeah, I told you about them, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, mate. Yeah. I just hope with the tops, obviously isn't, the Panini ones are phenomenal as well, but if we're going to get some NFL cards, tops, oh man, I cannot wait based on these. Yeah. These are seriously nice cards. But yeah, yesterday's a bit of a voyage of discovery. I think today I'll probably try and pick up the Triple H, and that'll end the Funko Pop. That's it for me then. He says.
Serious bit of kit, that.
Yeah. But no, MC, I am I'm finished. Yeah. No other business. NOB.
NOB, second that.
No other business.
Look, that was an absolutely fantastic conversation with Youssef. Really happy to have got him on. First pod as well. History maker.
Yeah. It's good, isn't it? It's yeah, he was class, mate. Passionate, Liverpool fan. Yeah, really, really good guest. So really pleased. Yeah. AOB from you, Mark.
No, nothing, mate.
Was it
nothing
NOB
really.
for you?
NOB from me. No, nothing much for going on. But it is the Gerrard weekend coming up. All these cars I'm getting, and it's payday weekend. So who knows what I might pick up? You know.
Yeah. Keep the content coming. I've noticed the flow of TikTok videos has increased, and obviously with that, the follower numbers are going up, both on Insta and TikTok.
Sorted it out a little bit, didn't I? Because I was a bit lackluster. But there's plenty to come. Don't you worry about that. Keep
You're
your
a
eyes
busy
peeled.
boy, mate. You're a busy boy. Being an influencer is not easy, despite what they say.
It's not for everyone.
It's not for everyone. Yeah.
Right, cool. It's time, as you can probably tell.
You get a power cut or something.
I haven't paid the electricity bill, have I? All the lights are going out.
Is that's Hannah's way of getting you in? Is it turning the light on and off?
Yeah, probably. No, they're all LEDs. They're just batteries that just died.
Oh mate, I tell you, one day we'll be in a nice like London-based studio. It'll be.
Oh yeah,
we'll make it. We'll make it, mate. One day.
Yeah, coffee machine a lot.
Unbelievable. Not the pod ones, like proper coffee machine.
Proper, and someone else is making it for us as well. Proper. Right.
At this
On that
stage, though, if we
bombshell.
just get some lights that work, will probably be nice, wouldn't it?
That'll suffice. Yeah.
There we go. Is that us then, Mark?
Yep. From the tag team champions of the world, the message to your families are: regards to yours.
Regards to yours. I like it. Yeah. See you on the
Regards
next
to
pod, Mark.
See you in the next one, mate. All the best.